News, rumors and opinions Tuesday AM August 13, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. RV excerpts from the Restored Republic via a GCR. Update as of Tuesday the 13th of August 2024. Compiled Tuesday the 13th of August 2024 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by Judy Byington. Global financial crisis, rumors, opinions. By Congress passing the Independent Treasury Act of 1920, the political elites turned the U.S. Treasury, with its U.S. taxpayer dollars, over to a private corporation owned by the cabal, U.S. Inc. JFK Jr., on Telegram Monday the 12th of August 2024. Did you ever hear of the Independent Treasury Act of 1920? The Independent Treasury Act of 1920 suspended the de jure, meaning, by right of legal establishment, Treasury Department of the United States government. Our Congress turned the U.S. Treasury Department over to a private corporation, which, when seen in its true light, is a fascist monopolistic cartel, the Federal Reserve and their agents. The bulk of the ownership of the Federal Reserve System, a very well-kept secret from the American citizen, is held by these banking interests, and none is held by the United States Treasury. Rothschild Bank of London, Rothschild Bank of Berlin, Warburg Bank of Hamburg, Warburg Bank of Amsterdam, Lazard Brothers of Paris, Israel Moses Safe Banks of Italy Chaz, Manhattan Bank of New York, Goldman Sachs of New York, Lehman Brothers of New York, Kuhn LOCB Bank of New York. The Federal Reserve is at the root of most of our present statutory regulations, laws, in the control and regulation of virtually all aspects of human activity in the United States, through successively socialistic constructions laid upon the Commerce Clause of the Constitution. Basically, the Federal Reserve is the state of the United States. Thomas Jefferson once said, "I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies." The gold standard is how we undo all of this corruption. Monday the 12th of August 2024. A new beginning. The activation of Ghassera, Nasara. Gitmo TV on Telegram. Amid chaos and uncertainty, there is a glimmer of hope in the form of Ghassera Nasara. This mysterious acronym signifies a significant shift in global affairs. It is said that the dismantling of old systems in government, education, finance, healthcare and trade is underway, promising a new era for humanity. Could this be a ray of hope in these turbulent times? Starlink satellite awaiting the green light. One of the most surprising claims is that the Starlink satellite is ready to send emergency alerts to all mobile phones worldwide. These satellites are supposedly on standby, waiting to transmit signals. If true, this would be an unprecedented step in coordinating global events. The simultaneous mass arrest of over 500,000 people, including members of the global political elite, would be a spectacle like no other. A black swan lurking, a global stock market crash. Ominous predictions of an imminent black swan stock market crash are heightening the growing tensions. Such an event could send shockwaves around the world and lead to a global monetary transition affecting 209 countries. The impact of such a crisis is beyond imagination, and the world watches with bated breath. Sunday the 11th of August. Bombshell. Martial law unleashed Charlie Ward and friends on Telegram. EBS alerts urgent broadcast and how redemption centers might be our only hope. Alternative, before it's news. Rumors suggest that the populace might be urged to stay indoors for their safety, especially during disclosures, while the final arrests take place. However, a resilient and awakened citizenry, now more than ever, won't be silenced or confined. The Emergency Broadcast System, EBS, is on the horizon, and when it hits, it will be swift, silent, and shocking. Like a ghostly shadow, everything familiar will fade into obscurity. The bustling stock market? Halted. The digital world you're so intricately linked to? Gone. And trust me, when the EBS alert vibrates your cell phone, echoing the chilling announcement,
you'll know it's begun. These messages, sourced from the Starlink, are there to stay. Deleting them?
Forget about it. They're imprinted, lasting reminders of the changing times. Essentials first.
Stock up on clean drinking water.
Ensure there's enough food, not just for you, but for your pets too.
Medicines? Get them in advance.
Remember, the digital world is on a hiatus, so medical records are inaccessible. Cash is king. In a world where digital transactions become obsolete, cash will be your savior.
ATMs might be out of service, and swiping those cards at gas pumps?
Dream on. Mental fortitude. When the shock hits, it's vital to keep your wits about you.
Before you extend your hand to others, ensure you're mentally fortified.
Some might be in a state of shock, unable to respond. In such cases, a breath of fresh air, a gentle walk, might help. But when the switch is flipped back, expect a metamorphosis. A world pulsating with positive energy, devoid of evil's grasp.
The internet?
Transformed.
Banking systems?
Revolutionized.
This, dear readers, is the dawn of an era of transparency and abundance.
A veritable paradise on earth. Frank 26. All this time we've been waiting for the new exchange rate to come out. We've been waiting since the beginning of this year. Nothing. What's going on? It's scheduled.
We have the budget, it's ready to go. What's going on?
The problem is the thievery, those that steal. The bad politicians in the government of Iraq that steal the money through the CBI auctions have been tamed. The US Treasury is making all the decisions now.
Bridling the key for Iraq, for them not to be dependent on the dollar.
If the economy is 100% energy, then they're going to be 100% dependent on the US dollar.
How do they get their currency outside of that? They have to open up to doing business in completely different sectors.
Then they can attach that part of the economy to the Iraqi dinar. And they can add value to the dinar as they see fit. That's always been the underlying goal of what we want Iraq to do. Crash not over. 50% haircut is coming for the market, warns Bubba Horwitz.
Danella Cambone, the 12th of August 2024. I still think there's a 50 to 60% haircut coming to the markets, warns Todd Bubba Horwitz, founder and CEO of Bubba Trading.
In an interview with Daniela Cambone, Horwitz dives deep into the critical issues facing the U.S. economy. From the manipulation of interest rates by the Federal Reserve to the looming crisis in over-leveraged banks.
He argues that the Fed's interference is contributing to the destruction of capitalism, insisting that interest rates should be determined by the free market. There's a buyer and a seller, and they will find the correct rate, he asserts.
As markets face potential downturns,
he advises investors to focus on solid companies and to protect their wealth by investing in physical metals like gold and silver.
Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon.
Source: Dinar Recaps.